Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing on this Tuesday morning? This is Reganelite here. Hello, everyone. How you guys all doing? Hope you guys are all doing well. Happy Tuesday indeed. Got plenty to discuss here today on the Good Morning Show. We have the daily quote, we have the local weather to look at, and we have news from the UK. We're going to be looking at specifically today over the next hour or so. If you guys did miss it, do check out last night's viewpoint show that I did. Be greatly appreciated if you missed out on it. We covered a wide range of topics for sure. So if you missed last night's live stream, do check it out. Has been time stamped as well, so it's even easier for you guys to have a look at as well if you want to look at certain specific news as well here. Billy Kershaw, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. And Stephen Banker lurking in the chat. No one in the Twitch chat at the moment here. So just a couple of key things just before we get going. Patreon videos are done for the rest of the week. So you've got Rumble and Patreon videos. Oh yeah, Rumble videos. Sorry, Rumble videos I did this morning. It's Patreon I done yesterday. So they're all done for the rest of the week now. So they'll be dropping at 12 o'clock every day for free. So do check those out if you can for me as well. I still have nothing planned for next week, Thursday at the moment. I'm still waiting confirmation on something, so we'll have to wait and see. Also, this Thursday, a reminder, non-politics live stream. If you guys want to talk about any kind of films, we're going to be looking at a whole bunch of films and just be sharing our thoughts about them. Nothing serious, nothing serious yet. Just a nice chill stream. Not talking about politics, just talk about films, movies, all that kind of stuff, guys. We did it before, and we I somehow managed to drag it out to about an hour and a half or something. So it did really well. So we'll do that again this Thursday, guys. So I'm really looking forward to it. I've got one coming up on video games. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that one yet. So that'll be an interesting one indeed. Wee Bud, good to see you there. Hope you're doing well. Mandy as well. Mel, good to see you in the chat there as well. Ellie, one of our moderators, good morning to you. Peter, good to see you there. Hope you are doing well as well. Anybody else looking in the chat? If anyone's wondering, I've got a locket in my mouth just to kind of help with the throat. So I definitely struggled this morning to record. I don't know what it is. And for those who were there last night about Dolly and whatnot, she went back outside after I came downstairs. So she's coming in and out apparently. So, in and out apparently. So I guess we'll get to a point where we can put the litter tray outside at some point as well. We will be doing that pretty soon as well. Right, guys, let's get started here. Let me just get the weather set up here. I'll set that on there, ready to go. But before we do that, let's have a look at today's daily quote here from Steve Jobs. Today's daily quote is from Steve Jobs, guys. There it is. Steve Jobs is one. And you can get your own daily quote at littlepennythoughts.com as well, guys. Link fits in the description as well. So our time is limited. So don't waste it living someone else's life. Our time is limited. So don't waste it living someone else's life. Yeah, you should be trying to live your own life, not trying to live someone else's life. Yeah, that's definitely true for sure. Tomorrow's one's a long-winded one. Let me put it that way. No, I'm not going to pronounce that one today. There is today's daily quote, guys. Right, let's have a look at the weather forecast. Here it is today. Can we go to 6 o'clock here? We can go to 6 o'clock today, guys. This is the bbc.co.uk/weather map, just for reference here. Let's have a quick look at some of the temperatures here. Got North America here. Once again, the coldest places on some of the coldest places on Earth there in Yellowknife and Churchill, -25 there. Alaska there, -13. Vancouver 7. Winnipeg -3. Ottawa 1 there. In the United States, Chicago 8. Nashville 17. Miami, a nice toasty 28 degrees. San Diego at 21 there. And San Francisco at 18. Got San Jose sitting at 28 degrees. Of Mexico City at 19 there. Going to South America there. Rio de Janeiro there sitting at a very warm 30. With Caracas at 25. La Paz at 12. There, Manaus at 29 with their fair share of tropical rainstorms there on the South American continent. Crossing over to Africa. Not too much change in temperatures, but a bit more rain in forecast from yesterday. We can see here temperatures as high as 29 degrees in some parts. Cape Town 21 there, respectfully there. I'll come to that super chat in a moment. Alistair, just bear with me. Auckland 19, Wellington 15 there in New Zealand. Temperatures decent, mainly dry on Australia there, with temperatures as high as 26 degrees. Alice Springs at 22, and Melbourne sitting at 19 there. Singapore sitting at 27, Bangkok at 29. Taiwan there at 21, Tokyo at 11, Beijing at 12 there. Dhaka sitting at 25, New Delhi at 21, Tehran 14, Kuwait City 19, Riyadh 24, Port Sudan 26, Cairo 18, respectfully there. So those are some of the temperatures just outside Europe there. Viper Scott, good morning to you. Thank you for the £2 super chat. Just to start to goal for the Penguins, the Ducks, and Ollie too. Yeah, thank you for that, Viper Scott. Much appreciated there. Yeah, if we can get to say super chat goal. There just helps support the channel, be greatly appreciated. Obviously, if you can't financially support, best way to do that, guys, is hitting the like button. If you can do that, that definitely helps support the channel. So if you can do that, at least be greatly appreciated. Sharing it across social media also helps support the work as well. Leaving comments on my videos, all that stuff, guys, helps boost the algorithm. So if you can do those things, it makes a big difference. So thank you, Viper Scott, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Let's have a look at over in Iceland. It's -1 degrees there. They got quite a fair share of winter storms there. Still got that locket in my mouth. Sorry, guys. It's broken up into pieces now, so I do apologise. I'm sorry. Madrid 17, Lisbon 19 there. Let's have a look at Europe. Tripoli there on the North African continent. They're sitting at 14. Tunis at 13. Parmelo 11, Rome 14, and Nice is not too bad at 15 degrees there. We can see once again, Europe is pretty dry. Most of Europe is pretty dry. Temperatures sitting around about 14, 13, 15 in some parts. Going a bit further Eastern Europe, you can see the temperatures are a bit lower there, like Warsaw 10, Kiev there sitting at 7 there. So we can see, you can kind of see the changes in the temperatures just by looking at from west to east there in some of them there. Moscow as low as 5 degrees there as well. Oslo sitting at 7 degrees as well. 1 second. I'm going to take it out because it's kind of annoying. Kind of annoying at this point. Let's have a look at Brussels. They're sitting at 14 degrees as well. Right, so this is what we've got right now. So some of you guys may be experiencing these temperatures or some of these temperatures and weather patterns already. Oh, Martin, good morning to you. Thank you so much for the £2 super chat. Good morning all. Good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Thank you so much for the £2 super chat. Just a couple more to get to today's goal. So thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Good morning, Witchy Goth. Hope you are doing well. Guys, make sure you check out Witchy Goth's YouTube channel, as Viper Scott has kindly put in the description. If she's going live today, do let us know, Witchy Goth, just so we're aware. Definitely encourage people to check it out for sure. So some of you guys may be experiencing some rain right now. Some of you guys may be experiencing nice and dry where I am at the moment. But temperatures are not too bad. We've got temperatures as high as 13 degrees in some parts. There is a slight dip. There will be a dip in temperatures here, especially if you're in Northern Ireland and in parts of Scotland. There you can see the temperatures significantly dropping down in comparison, to the rest of the UK. But we can see there's this big storm that's mainly around most parts of Scotland, as well as southern Scotland. Capital may be affected, so there is going to be some rain forecast at some point in parts of Scotland. In the northern England and the Midlands, they're some good experiencing some weather patterns there, as well as Wales there. Going to be experiencing that. Poor Northern Ireland getting wet as always, unfortunately there. Scroll a bit further on to Tuesday night there. Temperatures do drop quite significantly there. Edinburgh 5, Belfast 5, Dublin and Manchester 7 respectively there. If we go overnight, we can see quite a massive drop in temperatures here. So literally, this is the temperatures now, sitting at 11 degrees. And then overnight, it's going to drop to 3 degrees in Scotland. Like, massive drop in temperature there. 4 degrees in Belfast, 6 in Dublin, Manchester 5. Cardiff and London not as cold, but still going to be cold nonetheless there. And going even further, temperatures drop even further on those parts there. So, going to be a very cold night with some snow forecast overnight there and some rain and showers overnight there. If you look at Wednesday morning here, tomorrow morning, there is going to be some snow forecast in parts of Scotland, maybe even parts of parts of Northern Ireland, as well as parts of Wales, maybe even some patches around England as well. But the temperatures very, very cold on that Wednesday morning. Very, very cold indeed. 2, 2, 3, 3, 5, and London sitting at 7 degrees there. Going a bit further over, again, you can see, again, there is that snow forecast there. Scrolling it over to afternoon, their temperatures, they aren't really picking much back up as they were there. So there is still some snow going to be from forecast, but 7, 8 degrees is what most of the temperatures are sitting at there. There will be some scattered showers here and there on the Wednesday there, with some shades of snow. How much of that settles obviously remains to be seen, but just bear that in mind coming up tomorrow, guys. But if I scroll a bit further over to Wednesday night, I think this is a bug here because it's saying that it's completely dry. I don't buy that for a second, so I take that with a pinch of salt, that screen there. If you go overnight, you can see these temperatures really going to drop off here. So you can see, look, dropping to 1, 2, 3, and 4. So Wednesday night, if tonight's going to be cold, the next night's going to be even colder. London, Cardiff 4 and 4, Manchester 2, Dublin 3, Belfast 3, Edinburgh 1. Very, very cold. And this very cold storm that is coming in here. And you can actually see there's plenty of significance of it coming in other parts of Europe is going to be hit with this as well here. If we look in the morning here, you can see very, very cold that Thursday morning indeed there. 0 degrees there. Temperatures will pick back up though later on, but not that much. But yeah, you can see that morning temperature is going to be very, very chilly indeed. Please bear that in mind. It's forecast to be dry Thursday morning, but it's still going to be very, very cold there. If I push it a bit further on for lunchtime there, temperatures reach as high as 7. Cardiff 10, London, Manchester still 8, so it's still chilly nonetheless there. Push it to Thursday evening, temperatures are as high as 9 degrees, 8 and 6 here. So what's the temperatures going to be like Thursday night? So it looks like Thursday night the temperatures aren't going to be as cold. So it's pretty much tonight and tomorrow night where there's going to be a big drop in temperatures here. So just be aware that in mind. Colder, they are still going. Yes, temperature, yes. Even though we're coming to the end of March, near the end of March, yes, we are still getting snow and cold temperatures. Yes, I know. I don't understand the logic either, but there we go. Looking at Friday, we'll have a quick look at Friday before we switch and have a look at the news here. We can see we got some rain forecast Friday morning in some parts here. And again, what is this? What is this? Is this more snow? More snow on Friday. So look, you can see Friday lunchtime temperatures here. They've picked back up to 10, 11, and 12 degrees here. But is it going to dip again? Looks like it's going to dip again, guys. Oh, God. It's going to dip again on Friday. Let's have a look. Yeah. It's going to dip again. Oh, God. This is Friday. Friday into Saturday. It's going to dip in again into the temperatures. We're going to have another cold period on the weekend. Feck's sake. Here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, God. Yeah, it's going to be some cold nights over the weekend there. Cold nights over the weekend is what we're getting. And it looks like we're going to be getting this rainstorm here as well. Looks like it's going to be coming as well. So, yes, guys, it's going to be cold tonight and it's going to be cold tomorrow. Even colder tomorrow night. So, just bear that in mind. Okay, guys? So, it is going to be cold overnight. And you will feel the cold for the next few days as well. So, yeah, today's kind of the last day of warmer weather, and it's going to drop significantly for the next couple of days, so please bear that in mind, regardless of whether you're in Scotland or even in south here in London. That's definitely going to happen. You'll be fine today, Wichigoff. You'll be fine, Wichigoff, today. It's I think tomorrow, the next few days, you'll start to really feel it on the legs if you wear shorts then, for sure. But that's what we've got forecast coming up, guys. Right, let's have a look at the UK news. What bollocks is coming out of the Telegraph today, guys? Let's start with them then. Right, so they got a free printable chair yoga advertisement there. Okay. I think they're trying to tell me something, chat. Singapore had been stalked out weeks before the ambulance attack is what they're claiming in one of their stories there. Iran assigns club-wielding corrupt commander to make a deal with Trump. That's bollocks, absolute bollocks. Iran have made it very clear they're not interested in talks. They've just made that clear. Arena claiming that Starman must pick more fights with landlords. I agree. Starman must pick more fights with landlords there. Bob Monkhouse Repair Shop special axe for sexist joke, apparently. A squirrel has been seen vaping in London Park, apparently. That's not a joke. That is an actual headline in the Telegraph, guys. A squirrel has been vaping. As much as I want to laugh about that, I'm very concerned about the squirrel's health there for vaping, if it is even true. But it's got in quotes there, so yeah, we're not going to be able to check that one here, guys. Get the snowshoes looked out, says Scott Hayes. Well, I've got thank you first and foremost for the £2 super chat, much appreciated it. I do have some thick strong boots, but we're not going to get snow. I'm not going to get snow where I am. I might get a bit of rain, but where I am, it's just going to get very, very cold. Like, even today, with all the rain that's forecast, it's not even going to hit where I am. So it's going to be a dry day here. Unfortunately, other parts of the UK is going to get hit with the rain, so I'm sorry. But yeah, it's mainly just going to be cold, get cold for where I am. But depending on where you are, you're probably going to need snow in parts of Wales, maybe Northern England, and yes, Scotland, you will get some snow this week. That is going to happen one way or another. Thanks for popping in, Witchy Golf. Much appreciated. What a cold spell, Witchy, says Ellie. I see what you did there. Iran lays mines in the Strait of Hormuz, apparently, according to a live feed. I want to check another story before confirming that, because this is a Telegraph. Mohammed admits anti-Semitism on the rise after firebomb attack. I think anti-Semitism has always been on the rise, and it's not slowed down at all. Trump says he'll run the Strait of Hormuz with the Ayatollah. That's a funny joke from Donny. He thinks he can run this Strait of Hormuz with the Ayatollah. He's funny. He's funny indeed. Le Pen hits glass ceiling after party fails to win French cities. Oh, Le Pen's the party. Oh, they didn't do well in local elections there, according to France. That's interesting indeed. British prisoner in Iran accuses Starmer of serious lack of commitment. Yep, we still got British citizens held in Iran. The Iranian sleeper cell bringing terror to Europe. Ukraine strikes Russians oil exports hubs. Mahdi's re-election ambitions take a blow with referendum loss. Yes, I've only just been watching. I've watched a little bit of the video before coming on. That was fascinating. Fascinating one. YouTuber who murdered girlfriend uses Grand Theft Auto as an alibi. You can't blame video games for your decisions, bruv. Seriously, that's just disgusting. Energy bills to help to be limited to the poorest households. We'll see, obviously, closer to that time, whenever it comes around. Prostate cancer screening trials to prioritise black men, apparently. Pensioner has been fined £270 after being unable to pay a broken parking meter. That sounds like a bit of a scam right there, that story. Broken parking meter, and you can't even pay for it. Former Tory Justice Secretary to lead David Amis's murder review. Why we're reviewing the murder? Question mark. Sorry. Green voters back Iran over Israel and the US. Is that to try and imply something there? Are you trying to imply something there? They're trying to claim that that Green Party vote. This is once again another headline to try and undermine Green voters. So you're saying the vast majority of the British public support Iran, then Israel and the United States. That's what you're also saying, because there's quite a lot for Green voters right now. King to become pardon of Jewish charity after firebomb attack. Someone must pick up fights with landlords. Burnham should be allowed to stand for Westminster, says Nandi. Streeting brings in new powers to suspend anti-Semitic doctors. Oh my God. Yeah, because that's definitely what we need. Less doctors, guys. Less doctors. That's definitely what we need. Less doctors. Plaid Cymru planning for Welsh independence by stealth. It's not stealth. It's in their bloody policy that they want to do independence. I don't know why they're saying by stealth. It's not something that they're going to implement if they succeed in these elections coming up. It's something that they're planning like long term. They've made that clear. Like it's not stealth. It's not stealth. Energy bills. Yep, we've seen that story. Any other stories here. Gang stole cattle after tip-off that farmers were at a stag do. Okay. Don't know what. Okay. Well. Right. Well, let's see if we can find a bit more sense in some stories here with the Times. Let's see what they've got to say here, guys. So the PM is drawing up plans for limited energy bailouts. There needs to be something because obviously people can't afford these energy bills. High-risk criminal release without public safeguarding. French Channel Patrol deal delayed. As Mama seeks tougher terms. Might is not always right. Attorney General says in a rebuke to Trump. Are we safe from Iranian missiles? Best not to ask the PM. Oh, for God's sake. Like like this is fear mongering. This is fear mongering, saying Iran's about to attack the UK at any moment. That's what this is. They're literally telling you guys we have to panic. We have to attack them now because they're going to strike us at any moment. It's the same bollocks there that the Trump administration and the US are using and Israel are using to justify the war right now. But Iran could attack us are going to attack us any moment. Any moment right now, guys. We're going to get hit by an Iranian missile. And it's just like, just stop fear-mongering. It's the same fear-mongering about Russia. Russia are going to strike us at any moment. They're not. Like, stop fear-mongering. I hate it so much. Anything to justify getting us into a war, guys. Anything. This is told to avoid saying stop panic buying as it won't work. Yeah, just tell people to just carry on as normal. That's my message. Households council tax bills to rise by an average of 5%. Yeah, thanks for not thanks Conservatives. I blame them for that. Labour to lavish millions on least cohesive neighbourhoods there. Well, that sounds good. Unemployment is at 5.2% there. Let's check the front of the UK here. They normally have a graph up. Give it a second here. Here we go. They got some Times data. Inflation at 3%. Real GDP per capita 40,000 there. Unemployment 5.2%. Bank of England base rate 3.75%. Long-term sick 2.8 million. House prices at 270,000 there. Iran may be behind arson attack on Jewish ambulances. We don't know that. We have to wait and see. Doesn't make any sense if it was Iran. I don't not seeing where the logic is there. Doc Davis, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Nottinghamshire Police not proud of 91 minutes from call to cuff boost. Tales of the Underground. Where do all the dogs go? What do you mean? Where do all the dogs go? What was that supposed to mean? I've seen people bring dogs on the Underground, and they're very, very cute. SNP unaware of hospital dangers due to the overvailings. Take a pinch of salt. This is the Times, after all, that would like nothing more to see the SNP crumble and fall. Salmon farming brand unstable after millions of fish die, according to them. Glasgow Central Station is to fully reopen after devastating fire. Former teacher in Wales convicted of child abuse for the first time there. Nobody's interested in the royal family. How an extra 11 minutes of sleep could cut your heart attack risk. What? An extra 11 minutes of sleep. Street team to make it easier to fire racist anti-Semitic doctors. Yeah, because that's definitely going to fix our healthcare system. Rusty steel cows after tip-off that farmers were away on stag do. Yeah, that's that same story, so that is kind of true. I joined the police on a county lines crackdown. Zoo escape cabaret running wild in Hampshire countryside, apparently. Okay. Search for alien life. These 45 planets are our best bet. Well, the first one, obviously, that sticks in my mind is Mars. Drug dealer with 30-year criminal history can be deported to Nigeria. Any other interesting stories here? Can Iran's missiles reach the UK, and could our defences stop them? Again, this is fear-mongering. How the UK Space Command is helping the US detect Iranian missiles. We have a Space Command. The UK has a Space Command, guys. Is that just piece of paper? Is that just a piece of paper? I didn't realise we had a gigantic. Do we have our own space station up in space, guys? Am I missing something? Am I going mad? Maybe I'm going mad here. Vance set to attend peace talks as Israel occupies South Lebanon. U.S. military combat jets continuing missions against Iran. Israeli emergency teams at the site of Iranian missile strikes in Tel Aviv. Missiles fired from Iran towards streaking skies over the West Bank. Drivers queued to have their license photocopied to get a government fuel subsidy in the Philippines. Oh my God. Emergency workers have a woman from the site of Israel strike in Tehran. A girl poses next to the remnant of a missile struck in the ground. Oh my God. What the hell is wrong with you? Look, Daddy, a missile. Here, let me take a picture with you with it. Yeah, because it's definitely not going to go off. God. EasyJet's new slimline seats will offer 2 inches more legroom. Yeah, guys, let's slim you down even more into our plane so we can fit more passenger seats on board. So we can save money on fuel. Iran paying petty criminal proxies to carry out attacks in Britain, allegedly, is what they're stating there. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Parent of the year. Indeed. Indeed. Right, let's have a look at the Financial Times. Maybe there'll be a bit more common sense stories here, guys. Benjamin, good to see you there. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I mean, you know, just what do you do when you see a giant missile, guys? You're out and about with your daughter, right? And you come across a giant missile. What's the best thing you do? Oh, let me go and take a picture with you with it. Oh, it's so adorable. Financial Times here, guys. The markets are wrong on the UK interest rates, says Economics. Forecasters argue a weak economy will prevent the energy shock fueling persistent inflation. Former Google boss prepares to take charge of embattled BBC. Google. At Britain's expected appointment is director appointments met with cautious optimism. Ooh. What's it? What is? I need to have a look at this. 1 second, guys. Can I bypass? Come on, let me bypass. 1 second, chat. Times and Telegraph are ridiculous. They are ridiculous, Sheffield. Good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. They are ridiculous indeed. Matt Britton's expected appointment as General Director met with cautious optimism. T. Davis asked last month what attributes to successor would need. The outgoing Director General of the BBC did not pull his punches. They're going to need to be a bit lucky. I can get you in 10 days, or you can get you in 10 days, or give you 10 years. You can bring up an impact. Former European boss of Google, Matt Britton, who is set to be appointed Director General as early as tomorrow, has a number of key qualities that the BBC board wants for its top executive. But to use Davis's terms, does he feel lucky? BBC insiders said he was picked foremost for his management skills at a time when the corporation is facing a series of existential threats, not least his former employer. The BBC has seen his audience siphoned off by Google's YouTube and other US streaming platforms. Some former BBC executives have pointed to Britain's lack of editorial experience as a potential drawback. One noted that many BBC Director Generals quit abruptly after crisis related to its news coverage. The 57-year-old Britton was at Google for almost 20 years, leaving his role as President of Europe, the Middle East and Africa at the end of 2024, what described as a mini gap year. Those who work with the former Olympic rower at Google describe him as affable and a calmly component, well suited to the perma-crisis state in which the BBC tends to operate. The broadcaster is often under scrutiny for its coverage of UK politics and conflicts in the Middle East. One of the first tasks in his inbox will be to manage the £10 billion defamation lawsuit against Donald Trump. Former ITV chair Sir Peter Barrister, who has worked with Britain in the past, said he was a proven and sophisticated leader of digital content business, infantry patient, but also dodged with governments and regulators at the very home with high and popular culture. In 2016, he was forced to defend Google's tax payments in front of the House of Commons Public Accounts Committee. Its chair, Labour MP Margaret Holt, labelled the company's tax records in Britain as evil. Yeah, I'm not. That is something that's bothering me, guys. In front of MPs, Britain also suggested he did not know how much he personally earned. What? His pay will be public at the BBC in its annual report. David was paying nearly £550,000. Britain's knowledge of disruptive technology was a key draw at the BBC board. According to executives at the organisation, next 10 years will be crucial for the BBC. It seeks to ensure its iPlayer platform can compete with giants such as YouTube, Netflix and Disney. YouTube overtook the BBC in monthly audience reach at the end of last year, according to analysis by Barb. Yep, I'm pretty certain of that. One senior BBC executive said the reaction around broadcasting house BBC HQ, that it's often driven by internal strife, was generally positive, with many pointing the need for experience around tech and social. We certainly need a bold vision. It's time at Google has been suspicion for one. One senior people employee asked if a person who, for almost 2 decades, helped Google disrupt and even destroy sections of the media market, is now the best person to decide what is best for the public service media. Yeah, this is the thing that's sticking in my mind. Some in the BBC are also disappointed that several senior female contenders did not pursue the role, including Jay Hunt, Apple's the executive director in Europe, and former Channel 4 chief Alex Manon. I would have liked a woman to be in that chart in there. I would have preferred a woman. Yeah. Many of those who head of UK as well as one suited to job. One described him as the right side of boring. He's straightforward, quite technocratic, and not very political. He's not very political. That was the thing that was kind of sticking in my mind here. It's the sort of job that he is made for. He must be mad, swapping a 1 million job at Google to be punching bag at BBC. Yeah, something tells me that even though he's not very political, something tells me he could be making decisions that could really, really destroy the BBC. Like, is this guy actually going to reform the BBC, or is he an insider for Google? You know, this is a guy who's been with Google for 20 plus years. You know, he has very strong connections within Google. Like, are you seriously going to tell me that this guy is not going to try and undermine the BBC in some way, shape or form in this role? That he's going to be completely impartial of Google? That he's not going to, can we really trust this guy? And he has no information, no background on TV at all. None at all. Yes, I know TV is coming to an end, but you know, can you trust the man? I don't trust him. I just don't trust him here at all. I wager a fiver he won't last long, to be honest. Well, it's not expected to be appointed tomorrow, or even today. That was definitely worth having a look at for sure. Miliband is under pressure from GB Energy Chair over North Sea drilling. Well, they can go stuff it. Companies will have to pay UK supplier invoices within 60 days or face fines. CPI praises legislation aimed at protecting small businesses for striking at the right balance. UK voting system needs updating for age of personal politics. John Major mocked 1990s. Khan's headline demonstrated why voters today increasingly gravitate to smaller parties. UK looking at supporting vulnerable households after surging energy prices. Yep. AI child image abuse. Surge as watchdog warns of criminal misuse. Starmer says UK government finalised defence plan but no date yet. Prime Minister blames overcommitment and underfunding by the previous government for delays to military's 10-year spending blueprint. Is Britain ready for US-style religious politics? No, we don't want that. We don't need that. But we know a lot of older voters are obsessed with that kind of stuff, which could easily be manipulated into that. That we can definitely see happening. Front of the Financial Times here. Japan's SMFG explores possible takeover of Jeffries. Iran launches missile at Gulf State. There's the missile that the young little child had got to take her picture with, and she was so happy about it. Bank of England fined over fake documents, apparently. Platineer turned poisonous on the campaign trail. They've been given another contract, apparently, I just saw on Twitter. I think it was today or yesterday. They've been given another contract, guys. Yes, US Platineer. Says there on the right hand side, companies will have to pay UK supplier invoices within 60 days. We just saw that headline. UK business activity broadly grows as war drives up the cost. Traders place a $580 million dollar in oil bet ahead of Trump's post on Iran talks, according to Exclusive. Yeah, he's manipulating the markets, and he needs to stop. Something needs to be done about that, but don't really know what. Dubai's Indian expenditures hunkered down. China's leaders hunt for strategic gains from US quagmire in Iran. What else is there? Apollo agrees biggest Japan deal in $3.7 billion rescue of glassmaker NSG. Billionaires taking the UK's Indian restaurants global, apparently. The secret to Ukraine's remarkable resilience, a resilient labour market. Yeah, I'm wondering what they're doing to keep going there. Banks and claims specialists are set to challenge £11 billion car finance redress, and calling Exclusive from them there as well. Hormones fertilizer block will upend world's food production. Yep, that will be really, really bad indeed, for sure there. Those are some of the stories from the Financial Times. Platineer getting your finance data now, Reganelite, if I remember rightly. Yeah, it's health data. Health data is not enough, guys. They need to know like what we're earning financially, so that they can know what to target us in terms of advertisement. Yeah, definitely what they need to do that. They need to know that. So dangerous. The £400 plug-in solar panel to be sold by Lidl and Amazon to cut your energy bills. A UK household can save £70 or £110 a year from using the technology. You can buy a £400 plug-in solar panel? Really? Wow. That's okay. I mean, but the thing is that, I mean, obviously there's always the risk of it getting stolen, but that's interesting. Can we have a look at this? Households in the UK will soon be able to buy and plug in solar panels in shops, the government has said. Ministers said the appliances will take money off energy bills and support transition to net zero. Here's how it works. Plug-in solar refers to low-cost panels that families can put on their balconies or outdoor spaces. Unlike traditional solar panels, which can be costly and complex to install, these panels are plugged directly into the main sockets like any other device, providing a home for a free solar panel. The appliances reduce the amount of electricity a household draws on the grid, thereby cutting a family's energy bill. Is it really as simple as that? I don't think so. Well, it doesn't sound as simple as that. However, UK regulation does not currently allow plug-in solar. Ministers have promised to change this. Saving technology is easy to install, could save many households significant amounts on their energy bills while making Britain less reliant on fossil fuels. Government says it's working with the Energy Network Associated Distribution Network operators, and the regulator will come to update the regulations. Significantly, it will update the G98 distribution code and writing regulations to allow the UK households to connect 800 watts plug-in solar panels to domestic main sockets without the need for an electrician and with tailored safety standards. When could this be available by? The government says it's already working with retailers like Lidl, Amazon, alongside manufacturers such as EcoFlow to bring plug-in solar to the market. Will be the Department of Energy and Energy Security and Net Zero has promised that solar panels will be available in shops within months, while EcoFlow has said it hopes it will be able to use them in the summer. Is it really that simple, though? Is it really that simple? You can just plug it in and then it's just going to reduce your bills. Like it seems too good to be true, chat. That I'm just going to plug it into my 3-pin plug. Is it really that simple? It just seems a little bit. It seems a little bit far-fetched to me to say, you're going to plug it in and you're going to save energy. It does seem a little bit far-fetched. Don't get me wrong. I like this idea. I really, really do. But I am a bit skeptical of how simple it sounds. It sounds way too simple. I've been saying this for years with solar panels. Jao, good to see you there. I hope you are doing well. Just giving you the news that the EU and Australia have just signed a trade agreement. Oh, lovely. Thank you for sharing that, Jao. Guys, make sure you check out Jao's YouTube channel as well. Thank you for that news there. I don't think I know enough about electricity to be honest, but it does seem a bit unbelievable. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not an electrician in any way, shape, or form. But is it really simple case of just plug it in and that's it? Plug-in panels do not require installation, so only upfront cost is the purchase. Panels are currently on the market from about £400. The government estimates that a typical UK home can save £70 to £110 a year on their energy bills from plug-in solar, meaning the family could make their money back in around 4 years' time. Wallace Smith across Europe, similar technologies have already been widely used, helping households reduce energy bills while supporting more resilient, decentralized energy systems. People can generate solar panels from small outdoor spaces like balconies, gardens, or terrace without complex installation. If the Clear Standards Right framework UK now has a real opportunity. If you've got a garden, not a front garden but a back garden, you can definitely put these in. I wouldn't recommend putting them on putting them somewhere where they're visibly able to be stolen. But I mean, first and foremost, this is a fantastic opportunity for people to save money on their energy bills. I'm actually going to. I need to give me 1 second, chat. I want to save this store. Give me that. I want to save that story for. I'm going to pass it to my family. That one. See what people think. See what the family thinks of there. Sounds like a bit to investigate for the eco show. Reganelite. Yeah, I think that's something me and Pagan are going to have to look up for sure. I will DM him the story and ask him to look a bit more into this for our next show. Our next show is not for a couple of weeks. Not for a couple of weeks. That was a few years ago, so maybe things have changed. Not sure if the grid is set up for it. I've worked on a pilot EV project which was using to use EVs as battery, but the grid couldn't deal with it. That was a few years ago, so maybe some things have changed. It's possible some things have changed. But I just find it a bit I am a little bit skeptical that it would just be as simple as that. But before I leave, solar panels here installed by a company come ready to be plugged into electricity installation by the house. Okay, thanks for that, Joe. Appreciate it. Lowering speed limits and petrol rationing. UK's emergency plan for oil shortage. The UK is to offer 45,000 Brexit visas a year to under 30s from Europe. This was a story dropped several days ago. The UK is examining how to deliver a youth experience scheme with the blog. It's behind the paywall, this one, guys. Sorry, can't read that one. Don't they need an inventor to change from DC to AC? So I'm a little bit yeah, I would just, yeah, I can see there's problems here. Polanski's these are old stories. Let's check the front of the iPaper here. Homeowners to be forced to sell their properties to make way for new towns. The government will work with landowners to acquire land through voluntary negotiations, or use compulsory purchase power if that process fails. Labour doesn't care about protecting countryside, voters say. That's bollocks. I don't buy that for a second. Look, they're building new towns because they need more towns, okay? 7 new towns to be built across the UK. Kind of touched on that story yesterday, to be fair. I won't allow my £300 ticket for my Trainspotting musical there. Trump playing a reckless game, yet we all know that. Labour rebels turn on Ed Miliband over ideological net zero push. MPs are calling for new oil drilling in the North Sea in response to the energy price shocks triggered by the Iran war. I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen here. This was as soon as this war happened, I knew they were going to go after him, because they're basically saying to him, he's got to do this. He's got to allow new drilling, because otherwise we're going to struggle. But what a lot of these idiots don't realise, or they do realise it, but they know that it's going to benefit oil and gas companies, is that money, that all that oil and gas that if we decide to drill more or pump more out, we know it's not even going to go into the UK economy or go to our energy bills. It's just going to go into the global market. So it's not even going to make a difference. Emergency text could alert you to an incoming missile threat. Read this text to know when there's an Iranian missile coming on you guys. Drastic UK aid cuts to Jordan heighten terror risk to Britain there. Fuel prices rise inescapable. Meningitis cases rise to 34 amid fears the outbreak could go beyond Kent. There's already been cases reported in London. But it's not over. The case, how your immune system changes with age. Yep. The older you get, just the weaker your immune system becomes. Trump being made to look like a fool there as well. Dry secure storage space for batteries will be needed. What distance from the house for the sun connection? Says Stephen Banker there. Maybe built in as a panel are cheaper than £400. Probably the investors give off heat. I wonder if you can. I wonder if the batteries plug in as well. I will send it. I'm gonna send it. My parents have proper solar panels. So I wonder what my dad will think of it when I send it to him. See what he thinks of it. As well, just some food for thought. Right, let's have a look at the Independent. Got about 14 minutes left, guys. If we can get to the Super Chat goal, will be greatly appreciated. How Farage and Cameo show British politics is up for sale. Well, we already knew that. I think people already knew that before Farage, to be fair. I mean, we only need to look at the scandals the Conservatives were doing when they were in power. Cost of living Q&A, get tips on mortgages, saving and tax changes. Reeves to target profiteering companies after crisis talks on Iran war. Starmer loses his call with Tory MP intense row over the Iran conflict. We saw some of that yesterday, last night's live stream. Government unveils changes to payment laws to protect small businesses. Reforms Matt Goodwin defends new book after using AI. Yeah, so his new book was created. So he's defended his new book after using AI to help write it. The former candidate lost the Gordon Denham by-election. So what does he do? He writes a book, but not by himself. No, of course. He gets an AI to help it. So he's used ChatGPT on this. Suicide of a Nation, Immigration, Islam and Identity, his book is called. But he used ChatGPT to help him with it. He probably just put a few words in and it wrote it itself, most likely. Government losing the hard-won gains for women's rights as aid cuts bite as well. Police officer ambushed as two gunmen shoot his Tesla in Washington there. Russia fires nearly 400 drones at Ukraine with signs that spring offensive has started. Steve Bannon gives warning linking ICE in airports is what could happen in the midterms. Don't really care what you think. You should be in prison, bruv. Why is Diego Garcia based in Chagos Islands a target for Iran? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it'll have something to do with, I don't know. Oh, let me think about that. Would it have something to do with maybe US bombers being launched from Diego Garcia base, targeting the country itself? Maybe it might be because of that. You know, why else would it be? Seriously, some seriously stupid questions there are. Some of these journalists are so stupid. They really, really are. God. UK allows US to use bases for to strike reopening Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, I don't like that as well. Reforms energy bill draw. I don't want Nigel Farage in my house. Well, don't worry. He spends most of his time in America and not even in Clacton. So I wouldn't worry about Nigel Farage turning up in your home. Just point that out there. Any other stories here? Vets will now have to publish price list and caps prescription fees by law. So yeah, men did steal cows worth over 20 grand and tried to hide them on a farm. They tried to hide them on a farm. Petrol and diesel prices raised again. April 2026 payment dates for universal pension credit. Okay, I think that's enough of that there. So that would mean paying someone to install them. I'm now asking myself, a housing association allow? I'm going to ask Marcus about the plug-in solar panels. He'll know the crack. Yeah, it'd be nice if he doesn't read. You know, it'd be nice if I could have him on the channel again. But yeah, he doesn't respond anymore. So it's just a shame. I hope he's doing all right. Yeah, I do miss him quite a bit. Right, let's have a look at the BBC, guys. Let's see what they are saying here. We've got about 10 minutes left. Let's see. So Chris Mason here. Reeves sets out principles on who might get energy bill supports and who won't. I hate this idea of always chopping and changing. Some people will and some people won't. I don't like when they do that. It's always picking and choosing there. Minister's named 7 town areas where the new towns could be built. PM warns against false comfort of thinking Iran will end quickly. Yeah, people need to get out of their heads. This is not going to be ending anytime soon. You should just assume this is going to be for the long term. Burnham should be allowed to stand as an MP, says Nandi. Well, he needs to finish his role as mayor, then he can stand. Sorry, just going to point out the obvious there. I've been told, well, what I've been heard is that the missile never even hit the base in Diego Garcia. It didn't even hit the base. It was intercepted before it even hit it. So, just wanted to point that out there as well. Hillsborough campaigners blame Mohammed for law delay. No assessment Iran could strike, London UK minister says. It's just scaremongering answering that question. Campaigners celebrate after new town plan has been dropped, saying no to a new town. This is once again not in my backyard again, because nobody wants it in their backyard. Ex-Justice Secretary to lead a review into MP's murder. It's always the case, not in my backyard. Oh, you can build a new town, just don't do it where I am. Do it somewhere else. Royal Mail staff said they were told to hide posts to look like they're delivering targets. Postal workers from across the UK have told the BBC they're being asked to move or hide mail from senior bosses, so it looks like delivery targets are being met. They told BBC Your Voice they're often told by managers to take the mail for a ride when they raise that they have too many parcels to have time to deliver letters as well. Royal Mail bosses are due to answer questions from MPs today about the ongoing postal delays impacting millions across the UK. The company says it took claims that posties were hiding letters very seriously and that 92% of letters were delivered on time. It said it had a huge range of measures to monitor services performance around our network, including around 100 unannounced spot checks every week to make sure the reporting is accurate. Royal Mail has a legal obligation to deliver first-class posts 6 days a week. Since we first published allegations from postal workers saying they were consistently asked to prioritise parcels, signs have popped up in many delivery offices reminding staff first-class mail must be delivered. But with no extra employees, overtime slash and continued pressure on deliver parcels, they say it's not often possible to take the post as well. Delays are causing big problems for the public, who say they are missing hospital appointments and other important letters. Yeah, this is so concerning here. One customer so frustrated by delay now takes bucks every weekend to his local office to pick up the mail himself. Oh my god. Ten postal workers from different delivery offices who spoke to us on conditional autonomy for fear of losing their jobs told the BBC that take the mail for a ride was a common phrase in their workplace. One worker says, say we have a senior manager coming in from outside the delivery office. Any mail that's been left would get hidden by line managers. Gets put onto a trolley and taken somewhere and brought back to you the next day. He explained that when someone raises the fact that they have often too many parcels to deliver, they might be able to take out the post as well. They'll quite often just say, take the mail for a ride. If someone comes in from the outside, it looks like you've cleared the round, when in actual fact you're bringing it straight back when you finish. It's embarrassing and deceitful, he added. Yeah. I don't blame the workers, okay? I want to make this clear. I don't blame the mail workers here, because at the end of the day, they're facing an impossible situation here. I really don't blame them here, because it's almost like they're being timed like Amazon workers on everything, and I hate it. You know, and they shouldn't be. And I'm sorry, but they shouldn't be prioritizing parcels. They should be prioritizing letters. These letters, for some of these letters, they're a literal matter of life and death. Okay? I know everyone says, well, you can still do things by email. No, there are some things where you actually need a letter or you need a document or something to sign. Yeah, or like if you've lost your bank card, you need to have it sent to you by letter. There's lots of reasons why we need to have this a working system here. It's so fundamental. The system is so fundamental to us. This needs to be dealt with. My postal worker in Wales says it means that our boss can say that all the rounds went out the door knowing full well they're not going to be delivered. Another worker says taking the mail for a ride means if inspectors were carried out at delivery office, first-class mail would not be in the frame. This meant the round could be classed as complete to manipulate the delivery success of the office. A fourth worker says they're just trying to cover themselves. It means that posties having to take first class out on a daily basis, even knowing that they are just going to bring it back. There's a downside to all of this as well, what they're doing here, because they're trying to show that they're hitting their targets. But this is the thing, right? If they are showing that they are hitting their targets when in actual fact they're not hitting their targets by hiding the mail that they're supposed to be clearing, right? This gives the impression to these bosses who are already cutting things back, who have already cut so much back in these post offices. It says to them, "Oh, well, you guys are hitting those targets. Oh, maybe we can cut it a bit more then. Maybe we can make further cuts then." Because they see if they it seems like they're more efficient than we thought. Well, let's cut further then. We can say we can make more money for ourselves if we cut further. That's exactly what you're doing by implying this. You're implying that you can hit these targets, which means that they can cut more to imply that you can hit even more of your targets, which means you will have a situation where even more letters wouldn't get delivered as a direct result of this. By bollocksing this. Now, again, I sympathise with the line managers and the workers, because they don't want to be seen missing their targets. But at the same time, you could potentially make things even worse by not being honest about like the actual numbers that you're doing as well. So you're actually going to make it even worse, because you're giving the impression to them that, oh, you're hitting your targets. Well, let's make it even harder then. Let's make the target even better. Because that's exactly what they're thinking. Because they don't care about the numbers. Yeah. They want the Royal Mail business, right, model. They just want to make sure they're hitting their minimum targets by law, right? They want to make sure that they're hitting their targets by law, and then everything else has to be about profit. Couldn't give two shits about these letters and parcels. They're doing what they have to do because they're required by law. And this is the problem. And the thing is that the committee hearing, I promise I'll get to the super chats in a moment. I promise I will. And the thing is right, even at this committee hearing that they're doing today, right, like it's not going to change a bloody thing, because the only solution has to be is to bring it back into it has to be brought back into the state's hands. Like even the United States, US's postal service is nationalized, isn't it? So like for me, privatization just doesn't work here as well. And this is such a fundamental thing here, really, really is. I'm glad I looked more into this as well. Thank you, Viper Scott, for £2 super chat. Just to wish Indy Duck safe travels. Yes, Indy Duck safe travels. Safe travels, my friend. Do take care of yourself, Mel. Really, really do. Parcels, not small packets, and posts are desperate. And posts are desperate companies. Yeah. Separate, exactly. Yeah. Target says Peter there. Thank you for the £2 super chat, Peter. Thank you guys for helping me achieve this morning's super chat goal there. Appreciate it. I can't get my online banking, and they've sending me a letter to resend it. I bet it'll be 3 weeks with Royal Mail, says Dizzy. Yeah, good to see you there, Dizzy. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, yeah, you need to have it. And here is the thing, right? Where I am, it's not so bad because I'm in London, right? But if you're living in a rural area, or if northern parts of England or rural parts of Wales, right? It's a fucking nightmare for you to get your parcels, let alone letters. And you've got this on top of it? This on top of it as well. It's just an absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. This needs to be brought back into state's hands. Like the thing is, what's the alternative if not bring it back into state's hands? What are we going to do? Change the owners? Well, obviously we've had a change in ownership. Is changing owner really going to solve the issue? No, because what's the main goal of any private company is to make money, and they'll get around any kind of They'll try and get around any kind of story whatsoever. They will just try to, guys. They will just try to. Oh, dear. Seems Royal Mail will be getting more fines. They'll be getting more fines, but the thing is that Ellie, is that the fines don't mean nothing if they're making profit. If they're making profit, it doesn't do anything. It will do nothing. If the fines are less than the profits that they're making, it's nothing to them. That's the problem. Publicly traded, how do we even change if it's publicly traded? How do you even change ownership? I'm not sure the workings of it, but there is a committee hearing today, if it's not already happening right now, for it. I'll definitely check out some clips later, clips of it later for sure. And I in the past I've seen them getting scrutinised in the committee hearings as well, but it's like nothing's changing. Christmas strikes a couple of years again, were throwing the parcels away. Like I used to, like if we didn't have this, before we wrap up, I'll just say this, guys. You know, I really do treasured sending Christmas cards out to people. I remember several years ago I sent out loads of Christmas cards to people, family and whatnot, because I do value the Christmas card, you know, as opposed to online stuff and all that. When my late nan would send me not just a Christmas card but a letter from Ireland as well, and it was that's where I kind of like, I really do think Christmas cards are really important to send out during the Christmas period. But last Christmas, guys, I do you know what I do now with my Christmas cards, especially to close family? I just give them to my mum now, because I can't trust them to come on time, you know. And plus the stamps cost an arm and a leg. They cost way too much money. First class, second class stamps, they cost too much. So it's ridiculous as well. So anyways, guys, we'll have to leave it there because we've gone well over time here, guys. I want to say thank you to everyone who came along this morning. Thank you, guys, for all your comments. Thank you to those who gave super chats as well. It's greatly appreciated, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, whatever you guys have got planned. I will be back live with not one but 2 live streams tomorrow, guys. So we've got plenty to cover there. I've got some other stuff to do. I keep saying to myself I'm going to record some videos, but I'm just not going to say anything, because if I do it, great. If I don't do it, I don't do it. So but I will be I do have some wrestling content to catch up on anyway, guys, so I'm not going to be so plenty of things here to do. But yeah, thank you guys again for coming this morning. I really do appreciate it. But we got lots to come up on the channel here. Just again, guys, do if you do have some free time and you want to check out some other content, do check out Rumble and Patreon, guys. Like I said, you can check out the content on for them, and they are free to watch. Every day, 12 o'clock, one video drops on them. Do give it a check out for me. It'd be greatly appreciated if you can, because it does help support those platforms, because I do want to grow those platforms as well, guys. So if you can, be greatly appreciated. Also, do consider joining our Discord community as well. I will be doing an after chat on tomorrow night, tomorrow night as well. So hopefully you can join myself for that. And finally, before I go, guys, we haven't had a games night on the server for a couple of weeks now. Some people haven't been able to come for whatever reasons. If you're interested in Jackbox games for some fun on a Saturday night, it's normally either myself or Lee Korn. We host Jackbox games. We still want to continue to do that. But if anybody wants to join us for some fun Jackbox games, you know, away from news and politics, it's normally about 8:30, 9 o'clock is normally when people come on. So if you guys are interested in joining us, joining myself, Lee Korn, and a couple of others for that, feel free to do so this Saturday as well. So thank you guys all for coming. Thank you guys for all your comments. And if you can, on your way out, hit the like button, share, subscribe, all that usual stuff. And I will catch you all very, very soon.